Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Charlotte Motor Speedway is America's home for racing, including big block modified racing. Taking these high-speed, short wheelbase beasts to the Red Carolina clay, the stars of the BRP iRacing series have just 2 more chances at victory in their quest to take top honors next week at Bristol. BRP iRacing Series Champion. Welcome, race fans, to PitStop TV. Emerson Arden joins me on the mic this evening. Trey Shuttlesworth holds it down on our social media coverage. My name, of course, is Andrew Cardinal IV, and this is PitStop TV's live coverage of the BRP iRacing Series. You know you have many options to watch sim racing action. We thank you for doing so here at PitStop TV and joining us on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. High speeds, wide banks, hungry drivers, a perfect recipe for a complete thriller here in Concord, North Carolina tonight. Cody Higbee and AJ Albretta stay atop the point standings, but they can't get too comfortable. Look just behind. Maxime Plant is within striking distance. And boy, is he on a hot streak. Emerson now 5 wins on the season. It seems like he just keeps getting closer and closer. Week in, week out, the 79 cannot be beat.
Absolutely not. It's great to be back here on some dirt oval racing, Andrew, and appreciate the opportunity. And looking at these points, man, I don't know what better situation we could be in, you know, in the penultimate race of the season here at Charlotte. Maxime Plant lurking in the shadows of the top 2, and you can't count out Beagle as well. Top 4, I'd say, still have a pretty good shot, and then round out behind them, 5th place Thomas Richard. He has 2 wins on the season, but he is 62 points back. Michael Hackett is 6th, 101 back. Kevin Habert, 7th, with a win on the season, but he's 102 back, and he snags 6th before the season's all wrapped up. Travis Miller is sat 8th, 123 back. Ryan Susie 9th, and Brett Haas will round out the top 10 in your point standings tonight.
Well, I like a couple of things that you said there, Emerson. First, you mentioned that Maxime Plant is lurking. You wouldn't know it by looking at the win column. It looks like he's lurking by virtue of the points, the points column. There we go. The fact that he's 39 points back, the fact that he's 3rd, the fact that he really hasn't been north of that position in some time. And actually, he just took 3rd back away from Ryan Beagle this past week after Cedar Lake. I also like that you mentioned Kevin Habert. He has actually dropped into 7th. Just a few weeks ago, he was 4th. He was up there with fellow Frenchie Maxime Plant, and he has just completely tanked really, really badly. Kevin Habert, I mean, he was the guy there in the opening few weeks of this BRP iRacing Series season. He has since completely fallen away, and hey, there's Travis Miller there as well. How about problems with the 22 car? He has also really fallen out of the fray, and he's gone from, well, last season's champion, somebody we would talk about on a weekly basis, to suddenly 8th place in points. And actually, he did not show last week. It was rather unfortunate because Miller Auto Detailing was the presenting partner of last week's festivities, but and I really feel for Travis Miller. He was so good last season. But hey, a 22 car just won at Bristol Dirt a little while ago. Maybe today is the day that Travis Miller turns things around a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of blank spots on those standings in the win column, and you know, drivers can be looking to shore up, at least, you know, wrap up this, you know, the season on a high note with a victory, or you know, some good stat lines to wrap it up, some top 5 or top 10, depending on how you run tonight. And this is one of those tracks that I think you were saying before we even went on the air, a lot of real estate, so there's a lot of speed to be found out there. Where is it? I guess we'll have to find out.
In practice right now, these guys have certainly worked the track in pretty nicely. Dry slick on the bottom, dry slick up top, a bit of moisture in the center, but it's hard to run the middle line here at Charlotte, and you can see just how bumpy the top gets. There are literal skips, almost like a CD if you go back, I don't know, 10 years. That dates us all a little bit. Anyways, wow. Yeah, there's literal skips up on the top side where there's all that dry slick and then moisture. Dry slick, moisture, dry slick, moisture, because the track bumps. There are ruts, especially in 3 and 4. It's going to throw these cars for big problems. And even on the exit of 2, really the entire backstretch, it seems like, because the entry to 3 is really bad, and then it smooths back out a little bit, exit of the corner. So coming up out of 2 and dropping into 3, it's going to be really tough on these cars tonight. Thankfully, of course, you know, we'll farm this racetrack a little bit. We'll tear it up. We'll water it down before we go qualifying and heat racing but it's going to be tough to get grip on the top side.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we just had dirt road racing last night, but is Ryan Susie jumping there off a turn 2?
A little bit. He's looking like XSLR's Pro 2s from last night. If you missed that, you should definitely go check it out. Myself and JP Costa on the call last night. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, he's looking like a Pro 2 truck out there, where he's getting right there. He just took a wheelie, looking like Chase Briscoe from earlier. I mean, he actually caught air with the front end of his race car down the backstretch. This place is bumpy. I hope we don't get it quite this worn out come feature racing. If we do, it's going to be tough on these drivers. Man, the backstretch is. I've never, man, I don't think I've seen it that bad on iRacing. Aside from maybe Volusia, you can really tear up the front stretch and get some humpy dumps there. But this is bad. There are some big jumps down the. I mean, look at that. He is catching air.
You literally he is catching air. Oh, he's gonna go around, and somebody else is gonna catch some major air in another way. But we have it coming off of turn 4. That is
Point leader Cody Higbee.
Oh, looking to just maintain his spot there at the top of the standings. Cody Higbee, he's actually working to the inside there. I believe that is Miller on the outside. He will get by in practice.
So there are 222 cars. That is AJ Albretta, actually. Let's pull him up. That is his teammate, AJ Albretta, out of New England. And this is the 022 in scoring. That's how you'll be able to find them apart on the ticker, at least. And, well, we can take a look at the differences in the paint scheme here. They are both yellow tonight, so that's kind of a disadvantage for us. But the yellow and, I guess, gray 22 is opposed to yellow and red 22, AJ Albretta. Albretta, he's got a couple of wins on the season, and if not Cody Higbee, I think this is the obvious choice to try and get a championship, and he has been for weeks. That's the thing. It's not like it's just changed recently. AJ Albretta has been the second favorite, I think, since, I don't really think back, probably since the middle of February. The 22 car has been very, very good. I think the first time I really noticed him just as an absolute favorite for a race win was probably back at Lanier earlier on in the season.
It's wild. Can you imagine now, at the end of this practice session, a couple heats later, and 50 laps of racing later, these two are duking it out for the win at the top. They're already at the top of the standings, but, to solidify one another's season, how amazing would that be? And, whoa, they're going to make contact.
Nice little preview of some of what we might see later on in the evening. Again, this is just a practice sessions. We don't have scoring up for you just yet. But I can tell you Maxime Plant, to nobody's surprise, is the fastest in this practice session. Cody Higbee, that we're watching, is in 4th place. So the 97 has speed. The 97C is definitely fast as usual. What's interesting to me is AJ Albretta actually sits 20th place right now. But I think that's a matter of when he got on the racetrack, because clearly he is hanging out there and he is keeping up with and racing with teammate Cody Higbee, 97C, who sits 4th. So on literal opposite ends of the speed charts, considering there's 3 cars ahead of Higbee, 3 cars behind Albretta, these two clearly are still together on a dry, slick racetrack. I think AJ just didn't quite get out there as though he was like other guys on the tacky racetrack.
Yeah, again, this session has already been up for 32 minutes now, and this track has really taken a lot of wear. When you can put, 20, 22, 23 big blocks out there, it's going to take a little bit of wear, then the speed's going to really... there's not really be much speed left on the track, and if he got out there late, then that's all that 022's got in practice. But we'll have to see, when everybody resets and everybody will have the same track surface for quali and the heats. It's going to be a fun one.
Normalized dirt onboards in 2021. This is amazing. I'm just having fun watching this from the back end of Gavin Eisel's machine here in practice. And these two are trying to work on by him. Look how close he's getting down to these tires in the grass. Like, he is working this bottom side. Props to Gavin Eisel right now. He's doing a pretty good job of it. Just trying to find what speed there might be down there, and that's what these drivers are going to have to do. What we're seeing right now is a great preview of feature racing later on, where you're going to have drivers on the very top side trying to work the cushion, trying to rip the lip, try to find speed on the wall, whereas, well, right now we're seeing Gavin Eisel clearly trying to find something at the bottom. Now he's going to switch up top, realizing it's just not there, so now he's going to see what he can learn about running the cushion later on. That's so important for a driver to stick around through an entire practice session and be able to learn what the cushion is going to do. And you can do it throughout the week for sure, but you're not going to have the same conditions until you get into a race session.
How about this? I just went through real quick. Ryan Susi right now is on his 103rd lap in this practice session. If that gives you any idea on how long or how many laps has been taken on this track, just one driver is running 104 now, so he's making contact with the 22 here in turns 1 and 2. That is absolutely wild, and the track, by that standard, is not going to get that bad, but this is still good practice to know where you could find any speed when it comes down 50 laps into a race after heats and quali and all that.
And we're looking at some, let's see, 85 laps now for Maxime Plant that we've got. Yeah, he's on lap 85. I'm just kind of looking around. I can check this myself. It's only lap 79 for Brian Berger. I can't believe we're saying only lap 79. 57 here for Michael Hackett. Let's see who else on the racetrack. Adam Hilton, lap 72. These guys all have turned, it looks like 70, 80 laps. This is wild. How many laps these guys have turned? Corbin Daniels only 54. We go back over to the other practice group. We've got 50 here for Albretta, so that definitely confirms our suspicions that he got out there later. Cody Higbee, 84. Insane how much time these guys are putting in.
Do we have any plans for maybe a dirt oval endurance race in the future? Because I know we had the NASCAR Cup guys out there for 250 laps at Bristol.
Yeah, that was interesting earlier today. Hopefully you guys that are watching now were able to watch that, but if not, after our broadcast here, maybe check it out. That was interesting. 250 laps on a dirt track. I've never seen that before. That was wild. We're only going to 50 tonight, but we're going to see certainly an evolution of racetrack here tonight. We're going to see the dirt wear in and wear out. That's going to be something these drivers obviously have to contend with. We've seen it week in, week out for the BRP iRacing series, but tonight especially with the noted bumps that we've seen so far, especially out of turns 2 and 4, out of turn 2 and into turn 3. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough on these drivers tonight. I'm looking forward to it. We talk about bumps in stock car races and how much fun they make the racing. It's a little bit different when it comes to dirt racing. It kind of just jostles you around, but it still makes it fun. Qualifying underway.
All right, and Susi takes the green for his first lap here, and he's going to rip it on the bottom here to start out, and the reset of the track. And look at his line, man. Darting from the outside to the inside. I think, oh man, those kind of darts, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. That first lap will put him top of the charts. The only time on the charts, though. And now about 7 come in.
The second fastest is this guy. No, actually, we can't even keep up. Pachalski goes fastest. It was Ryan Beagle in second for a moment. Susi, does he go a little bit faster? I'm not so sure. No, I think he's dropping a little bit. Beagle goes faster. Mike Wenner jumps up into third. How about this 23 car? He's finding some speed here in qualifying. He's up onto the podium for a starting position so far, and this should start him pole of heat number 3. Imagine we'll still go to 3 heats. Susi's now dropped into 5th place. Beagle's up there. Hackett's into 2nd, and we have more cars trying to take spots away. Here comes the gentleman, Maxime Plant.
He crosses the line. It'll be none other than top of the charts. But is that a 10th?
That is, yes. 0.101. The previous difference between Pachalski and Hackett was 0.001. Maxime Plant just went out there and dunked on these guys. That is incredible. Over a 10th to Pachalski, to Hackett, to Wenner, and more. Ryan Susi, though, we were talking about him running the most laps in practice. He's out there doing it again, continuing on in his qualifying session. Laps no longer counting, but wants to keep running laps. You see some slicks starting to form on the entry to turn 3. We're riding on board with Thomas Richard, somebody who was a longtime favorite here in the BRP iRacing series to get wins week in, week out. Hasn't quite had the same luck. He's going to go 12th here in his first qualifying lap.
See if the second lap is any faster, but I'm guessing the first laps are really going to do it for a lot of these guys, just because you're putting wear on the track in your quality session. I think he got the wall there, right? Also, so
he did, yeah.
Yeah, that will not help.
No, it won't. But here again, we see the 38 car just turning more and more laps. I love this. We see this in multiple different leagues at this point. We see it a lot here in the BRP iRacing series where these guys just want to keep turning laps, they want to keep getting practice, and hey, Susie might find something here that he decides to make an adjustment on. He might decide, hey, I want to make this change to my race car, and that could be the difference between him sitting 6th right now in qualifying and maybe moving up into the top 5, if not the top 3, and possibly getting a race win. Boy, what a night it would be if he were to finally win here in the BRP iRacing series on a night of coverage here from PitStop TV. Qualifying out of the way, it's time for heat number 1. Let's take a look at how they're going to line up. Starting first in heat 1, we've got none other than the gentleman, Maxime Plant, in the 79 car. 5 wins on the season now. Can he make it 6th this evening and go well, he'd be batting 500 if he can. That would be insane. Mike Wenner will start to his outside to see what he can say about it. Cody Higbee, our point leader, will roll off from 3rd in heat 1. Brian Berger rolls off 4th. Starting 5th in the first heat, it's Joe Matthews in the one car. Then Gavin Eisel in the 6th spot in the number 18. Randy Giroux, the big show, going to start off from 7th place in heat 1 with Corby Daniels, the Beef, starting 8th.
8 of these big block modifieds. That's a tongue twister. I gotta get used to it. I just bought the car today, so that's fun. But here we go. Yeah, we're gonna get one more lap around here, and man, I'm ready. I'm not as ready as Ryan Susie is of him pulling 130 laps of practice just in 38 minutes, but I'm pretty ready.
I think I'm ready as well. I'm definitely ready to see how these guys do here at Charlotte tonight. Now, the sprint cars come here with the World of Outlaws. I don't know that I've seen a big block race at Charlotte before. I'm excited to see how this goes. I know Dirt Car comes here with some events. I'm just not sure if big blocks race here or not. Regardless, we've got the 79 ready to start it all off this evening. Maxime Plant up front where we usually see him. Can he hold on to a heat race win? We're going to find out. Off and away, and Mike Wenner with a great start.
How about this 18 car here right in the outside? That's Eisel trying to get it around the 60. Oh, he's going to have to back off here. He's going to fall way back here to 7. Trying to rip it, though. 3 wide up front.
Cody Higbee ripping the bottom side, trying to find some grip early on. I think you've got to do that. You've got to work down low. I say that, and Wenner has a great run through the corners, 1 and 2. Now a big move to the inside from Maxime Plant. He's looking for the lead once more.
They're running all over each other behind, but we keep our eyes up front. How about Wenner trying to get that outside to work at Higbee? Now as we ride on board here with the one of Joe Matthews as he gets a nice look at that top 4.
This is actually on board with Giroux as he gets passed up by Eisel. Usually we'd be talking about a top 4 transfer. We're under our car limit tonight, but this would be the far side of it. Eisel in 5th, Giroux in 6th, watching the top 4 go at it. They've got to get up there to Matthews. They've got to get up there to Wenner. They've got to fight for starting positions. Maxime Plant with a challenge from Cody Higbee now into 1. The 97 hooking the bottom side.
Now that I've identified the correct car, don't count out that 1 car of Joe Matthews trying to get up into the mix. He's sitting inside. He's already up into 3rd. Can he hold it there? Wenner's dropping back here, but around the outside, it's Plant, and he is clear of Higbee now.
Coming to take 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air for the 79 of Maxime Plant, still leading the way. And it's side by side by side by side further back, just rows deep of cars fighting for it. Cody Higbee in 2nd place. Matthews a big slide on the bottom. White flag, 1 to go.
Joe Matthews, he's trying to get 2nd. That's going to be a whole 3 spots. Oh, he's going to go around. Contact with the 23 and right through the middle. The 18, Gavin Eisel up to 3rd.
Eisel's going to move up into P3 for the heat, but it's not enough to get up there and battle for the top 2. Plant takes the win. Then it's Higbee. Matthews gets Wenner and Eisel back by the line. How about that recovery for Joe Matthews? Wenner 5th, then Giroux, then Berger and Daniels at the very back of the field. That is your first heat of racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is why I love this place. That is why I'm excited for tonight's festivities. For heat number 2, Emerson, take it away.
Absolutely. Row number 1, we have Tyler Pachalski rounding out the front row. Will be to his outside. The 844 of Ryan Beagle is going to get some work done on that outside lane. Row number 2, AJ Albretta and Dan Sider. Row number 3, it'll be the Thriller, Travis Miller, in the number 22, and alongside of him will be the 96 of Richard Pereira. Row number 4, Adam Hilton and Hunter Holberg.
We've got, well, not all 3 of the 84 cars in this one. Hackett, I think, will be in Heat 3. But we have 2 of the 84 cars at least. Sider and Beagle atop the top side. And, man, Dan Siders, he's had some great weekends lately. He's got to actually, well, capitalize on it this time around, though. He tends to get caught up in other people's messes. He tends to kind of sit around the midfield and just wait for an opportunity to come his way. Tonight could be the night. We've got just 2 more chances for this entire field to go out there and break through finally, so it could be the night that we see Dan Sider do it. Of course, Ryan Beagle still looking for his victory here in the BRP iRacing Series. Several drivers looking to break through this evening, and several opportunities to do so. How about Pachowski, though, starting on pole, going to lead us to the green flag of heat number 2, the 121, waiting on the signal from the starter, and we are green at Charlotte once more. 2, 3 wide, off into turn number 3. Albretta sticks the bottom side. He's got the other 22 in behind him. As Albretta, man, he got right up to the left rear. Pachowski couldn't quite get there and will stay behind the 121. Tyler leads the first lap, but here comes Beagle on the top side. Could he get a heat win tonight?
Beagle putting in work up there, but can he make it stick? He had to run early, but it's kind of wearing out. Pachowski's clear out in front. It's now Beagle trying to get around Albretta.
Down the backstretch once more. Here comes Albretta to try and clear that 84 car. Miller working the bottom as well. Seems like the 22 cars like to bottom feed tonight. There's a battle for 5th on back. Carrera and Sider going at it. The 84, though, is starting to lose some time up top. I think Beagle's got to get off that top side.
Yeah, he's just seeing double right now with 2 yellow 22s flying right on by. He's got to change up something if he's going to have any chance of taking this heat win, as we're already into the second half of this heat.
How about this run so far? Tyler Pachowski has found something this evening. This 121 usually does not run like this in these heats. He's had some good speed a few times, but nothing like this. This is huge. Tyler Pachowski could be one to watch out for. He has got a great 121 this evening. Albretta and Miller still fighting. Beagle and Sider and more going at it further back.
Pachowski trying to start outside pole, but he's still 2 1/4 laps to settle it. And you got to look now at AJ Albretta. He's closing the gap, but catching and then passing are 2 different things. 2 laps to go, less than that now. Albretta almost to the quarter panel there of the 121.
Watching from onboard Pachowski's machine. White flag, 1 lap to go, and Pachowski just has 1 more half mile to get this one done. You see all the loose dirt up on the top side. They've worked this bottom side in nicely. Albretta with 1 more shot down to the bottom side of 3 and 4. No dice. Pachowski is going to win heat number 2. Then it's Albretta, Miller, Beagle. Pereira gets Sider at the line. Hilton and Holberg going to round out the second heat of competition here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the BRP iRacing Series. Man, I love this dirt track. Man, I love this series. Let's do it again, Emerson. Heat 3 coming at you. Let's take a look at the lineup. Michael Hackett on pole. There's the other 84 car with Ryan Susi starting outside. Brett Haas, newly back into the top 10 in points. He's going to start from 3rd position. The 3T of Thomas Richard. He was so good in the sprint cars. Maybe he could turn things around this evening, starting 4th in the 3rd heat. David DiPietro, he'll roll off 5th. Dean Meisler starting from the 6th position, the back row of Heat 3 to make it an even 24 cars. Double D, Dylan Davidson from the booth to the racetrack this season with Brandon Grohl to his outside.
My goodness, 24 big blocks looking to get to work, but we still have this 3rd and final heat. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. This is going to be fun. That finish was so close in Heat 2. I mean, we still have more to go.
We still have a lot more to go. I don't think we're going to have a Consi, of course. Well, no, we absolutely won't. We're under the car limit. So we've got 8 more laps here the distance in Heat 3, then a 50-lap feature. How about that to get y'all excited this evening? 50 laps here from Charlotte. That is one heck of a race distance. That's going to certainly test these drivers' endurance this evening, their attrition, and see who comes up on top of that one. Still a pretty tacky racetrack. I like the looks of that as well. Coming to the green flag, though, for heat number 3. The final 8 laps of preliminary action are underway. Green flag.
Here we go. Michael Hackett clear up to the outside, but here comes Brett Haas up the inside. Double wide down the back. The 38, Ryan Susie, trying to get that, well, what's left of that cushion to work, but he will only stay in 3rd.
No cushion quite yet. They've got to work that top side in, and you see Meitzler starting to do that up top. I think if they get a top side rolling in this first heat, they'll set up for a wild start to the feature. Brett Haas, though, still digging the bottom side. Hackett moves up a little bit the last lap. We'll see if that continues. He does stay right in the middle of this racetrack and runs purple that time at 16-16.
Look at Thomas Richard working his way up here. He clears into the 3rd position, but Susie with the crossover to the inside of the number 3T, and they're going to make contact.
Big slide. They hang on to it. Here comes Dylan Davidson. Oh, gives him a shot in the door, moves him up out of the way. Davidson through to 4th.
All of that running over one another. It's let the top 2 absolutely drive away, and they're having their own battle, but look at this guy go back here. There's the top 2. Brett Haas trying to get that inside to work on the 84. Ever so slightly creeping up the driver's side door, side by side out of turn number 4.
Well, the whole field right now is full of great battles, of course. You have this one for the race lead, side by side, down the backstretch. Hackett working the top side still. You see the slick developing up top, but there's some loose dirt up there. The 55 still working the bottom. Contact! Hackett gets pointed to the inside and rolls with it.
Brett Haas had to get out of the gas there. That might be all she wrote, but he's going to give her here into turn 3, coming to 2 laps. Coming to the white flag this time in heat number 3.
Michael Hackett, one more half mile to go to start 3rd in our feature event here at Charlotte tonight. And Brett Haas has one more opportunity to try and steal that position away. Can he do it here in turns 3 and 4? Down to the bottom side, a nice charge. Can't do it. Michael Hackett is going to win heat number 3. Then it's Haas, then it's Susie, Richard, Davidson, Gruhl, Meitzler, and DiPietro brings up caboose here in heat number 3. That's it. That's your preliminary action here from the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And just like that, Emerson Ardon, we are all ready on to feature racing action. That's how quickly it happens here in the BRP iRacing series. Let's take a look at our starting grid this evening. All 24 cars strong. Maxime Plant, the gentleman, leads us to the green flag. Tyler Petrowski is 2nd place in the 121 after his heat win. Michael Hackett, the Bills fan, starting off from 3rd position. And you got Cody Higbee, the points leader in the 97C, starting from 4th. Starting 5th this evening, AJ Albretta, his teammate, 2nd place in the points. We've got to watch those 2 cars tonight. He'll start 5th, and it's Brett Haas in 6th. Starting 7th, you've got Gavin Eisel. 8th, the thriller Travis Miller. In 9th, it's Ryan Susie. In 10th is Joe Matthews.
Row number 6, you're going to find the 844 of Ryan Beagle, and you'll find the 3T of Thomas Richard. Row number 7, you're going to find, it'll be Michael Winter in that 23 and Richard Pereira in the 96. File our way back to row number 8. It'll be Dylan Davidson in the 73 and Randy Giroux in the 24. Row number 9, we'll find Dan Sider and Brandon Gruhl making it up in 18th position. Row number 10, we'll find Brian Berger and Adam Hilton.
The final 4 cars in tonight's feature event: Dean Mites with the 49, Corbin Daniels the 88. The back row going to be Double H Hunter Holberg along with the 68 car of David DiPietro. 24 cars strong, 50 laps the distance. We're getting ready to do it all here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thank you so much for joining us here on PitStop TV for more BRP iRacing Series action. It's been a wonderful season. We're down to the final 2 goes of things this time around, but boy, we can't wait for the summer season of this series. 50 laps the distance, and Maxime Plant gets it started. Green flag to turn 1.
Look at him roar. Look at him fan out. Cody Higbee around the outside already trying to take 3rd.
There's a bit of a mess further back. We stay green flag for now. Here come the leaders. 4 wide across the stripe.
They're packed in, about as tightly packed in as this dirt around the outside. Higbee trying to take the second position from Pachalski, but Pachalski sends it down in there because he's still challenging Maxime Plant.
A charge on the top side. Here comes Cody Higbee trying to get up there and challenge Pachalski and Plant. Plant still leading the way right in the center of the racetrack. You see Higbee now working the top side. Great run. Wheelies into 3. Hard in the wall. He's going to lose a lot of spots. 4 wide at Charlotte.
Up the inside now. Look at it. That is the 22 now of AJ Albretta. No. That is Travis Miller. I'm sorry. Travis Miller challenging Pachalski now for the second position. And Maxime Plant opening up the gap. 4 wide still off of 4.
Everybody's moving up the racetrack. Plant to the top side. He's the race leader. Miller, a big slide job into 1, 3, 4, 5 wide out of the corner.
They're running all over each other, but that's exactly what Maxime Plant wants to see. Nearly 5 wide again off of turn 4 into the wall is the 22, Travis Miller, and there's a caution on the speedway.
Brett Haas turned around. Oh, no, he saves it after the caution flag had come out. Brandon Gruhl is, 3 laps down. I think Adam Hilton going to be the source of our caution flag here on lap number 6 of 50. Of course, caution laps do not count. Let's take a look at how this one happens to halt action for the first time this evening. In fact, oh boy, Adam Hilton's going to go up and over in this one. We're going to have our first flip of the night.
Already up and over. We'll see here in the replay. He's going to send it there. He's going to make...
Does he get the tire on the inside?
Oh,
yep.
No, yep.
Oh my gosh. All of that beating and banging up front, and it was a single car incident all along. It wasn't even all of that amazing racing up, and it wasn't all of that chaos. It was a single car incident. Adam Hilton around in the back of the field. Man, that's incredible. The fact that those guys were able to hold it like that for so many laps, so many different corners, and go back to back, throw some big moves like that. That was insane.
Yeah, that was wild. That's my first taste of a full feature field of big block racing, and that was that was something. I am pumped for these final what are we at, 44 laps.
I've not seen a multi-car battle like that in quite a while here in the BRP iRacing series. That was shades of Volusia, the first race of the season a little while back, back in, January, to get the season going. That was amazing stuff, and I hope that continues the rest of the evening here. Charlotte Motor Speedway, you're putting on a great show this evening, at least virtually. Tyler Pachalski, he's going to be on the inside. The race leader is Maxime Plant. We're coming around to restart things, coming to lap 7 of 50 to 79 with the restart.
Plant gonna make things work, make things happen on that outside. Pachalski now under attack now from the 55 of Brett Haas. He'll motor on by the 121, and he now sets his sights on the 79, who's up a little high off of turn number 4. Brett Haas, he's gonna send it down in there. Can he complete the slider? No, he cannot.
No dice for Brett Haas that time. Here comes Pachalski to try and capitalize. Can't quite do it. Everybody going up high. Higbee, the one down low. He's trying to make a pass on the same man. Caution in the back. Winner's over. Susie's in it. His rear end's knocked out. That's why you see him taking some weird angles. And Hallberg is in this one as well.
My goodness, that was a large accident at the back of the pack, but that's just the intensity ramping up on, lap 8 of 50, but nonetheless, the energy in this pack was felt all the way back here, and wow, this is way up the road.
Mike Wenner going to be the center of all of this. Let's take another look back, see if we can find it again. And Mike Wenner going to be the black and yellow 23 car that we're focused on. He's on the outside of Joe Matthews here across the stripe into 1 and 2. It's going to happen in 3 and 4. Giroux down low, Matthews down there as well. And what happens? What in the world happens to... Oh, it happens with Eisel and Ryan Susi. My gosh, an explosion of race cars involving that 38.
That's the perfect description of it. Several cars up and over. Let's see here.
Oh, Susi caught the wall in the corner.
Oh, I think the 18 just hit the wall by himself as well.
Man, that was a rough one off into turn number 3 that time. But hey, we're all ready. We're ready to go back at it for a second time. Lap 8 now, 50. A shot in the shorts there before we get going from Pachalski to Haas. Haas, oh, he tried to guess it, didn't get it right. Now Plant with the whole shot.
He really did, but I think that speaks volumes to having to try to race the 79, and they're all gonna bottleneck behind as Brett Haas he was just sliding up the road, and everybody had to check up to not run him over. And now Travis Miller to the inside of the 55. He's going to go for second here into turn number 1, and he's going to get the slider done, but right back to the inside. It's Brett Haas, and he's back clear of Miller.
A shot in the shorts there. Oh, he's going around. Pachalski gets Miller. Oh, and we've got a big junk in turn 4.
Albretta's back there, and Meitzler, my goodness.
A lot's going to happen here for our third incident on the evening now, and it's all kind of centered around Travis Miller. This is another look at that slide job down to the inside. Cleared Haas. Haas then crossed him back over, and into turn 3, Haas just takes a slower entry. Miller hits him. Pachalski hits him, and they all just kind of pile in. The big show in it. Dylan Davidson, Meitzler around, Hulberg around to the back. Beagle's even caught up.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to get slowed down when there's something happening in front of you. I mean, I don't even know if anybody could slow down because you're going so fast on such a small track and everybody's running that outside lane. You know, when the outside lane is clogged and you're committed to that line in the center of the corner, where are you going to go?
Well, the NASCAR world recently has been introduced to the idea of different brake biases left to right. We're used to it front to back, but if you're just hearing about this for the first time and you didn't hear it in the Bristol Dirt coverage this week, these dirt cars, they've got different brake biases left to right. So they have more braking power on the left side of the car to help turn them if they need to. So you can give the car a stab brake, help rotate it. That's the point of it. And that means when you slam on the brakes here to miss an accident, you usually are going to go at least for a slide, if not a spin. And that's what we saw happen from a couple of guys further back. Going back, green flag, lap 11 now, 50, we're back at it.
How about Haas to the inside? He gets the slider, but right back to the inside as Maxime Plant. Not so fast. He's actually pretty fast. He's driving away from Brett Haas.
Ripping the lip as the 79 car gets away from the field. Look at this Hornet's Nest further back. Higby now working the top side of Richard, who throws a slider, kind of a late move up in front of Higby. Higby crosses him up. Caution out. This is what I was afraid of cautions breeding cautions. We had a great start to this race, and these guys are getting back to the last couple of weeks where it's been an all-out slugfest.
Man, some of these guys, especially the ones that, were up there, maybe, they're trying really hard to get back up there. They know they have the speed to be up there. Well, let's see what happened before I say anything else.
It was
down on the bottom.
Wenner hit Hulberg up the racetrack, and it all kind of just accordion up from there. We can get another look at things here watching Hunter Hulberg. This is a product of just having 24 cars on the racetrack, and I talked about how wide this place is. You can see they can get 4 or 5 wide, and even so, they're going for big moves to run out of room, and that's what happens.
My goodness, who was up and over there?
Was that the 99 that had briefly gone over?
Might have been. But anyway, back to the incident. Wenner, we know he's got pace. We know he wants to get up there, Maybe just trying to shoot it down in there. It didn't stick. I mean, it's only lap 12. There's a lot of things happening, especially, like you said, the Hornet's Nest back there. It's a very hard to predict the movement of, 20 other big block modifieds in the thick of it as well.
Well, we've talked about it week in, week out now, where these guys get into just kind of these messes where they're trying to get everything they can on the restarts. They've got to wait for the track to come to them. They've got to race the track. They've got to have patience. We're waiting on to see from a lot of these drivers, unfortunately. We'll see if they are a bit more patient this time around. Green flag once more, and off into 1 and 2. Plant ripping the top side. Haas, a big move. He's going to take the race lead momentarily. Not so fast for Plant. It wasn't as fast as a crossover. Haas a little bit closer. Higby has to jam on the brakes.
Wow, Plant, I am just amazed how high up. He's literally inches from the wall, and that is I mean, I know all of them are running up against the wall up here, but that is something else. Nose to tail, second through fifth.
Down the back stretch, Pereira challenging. How about this 96 car? A lot of speed out of him. And Hackett's in the top 5. Almost contact there with Richard. He points the car down low and is going to sweep up in behind the 3T. They get it sorted. So we're starting to make some headway here from the front. And Higbee is just sitting in third. I was talking with you earlier about point situations. This is all Cody has to do. He's just got to make sure he comes home towards the front, and this championship is likely his.
You also got to think Albreta's in the thick of it in the Hornet's Nest back there, and he's got some work to do if he's going to get up here and have any shot. But like you said, a top 3 for Higbee, and that might be all she wrote. But Albreta trying to rip that inside now against Susie. Susie gets the run off the corner into 1, and Albreta deep in the thick of it here in the 12th position.
This is what our closest competitor to upset for the championship is looking at right now. Look at all of this mess in front of him. He now moves up high, starting to run that cushion line behind Ryan Susie. Eisel down low, Matthews there as well. Even Davidson trying to run through the slick, but you see just how worn out this track is now. They wear these tracks in very, very quickly, especially in 3. You see how wide the groove is. Oh man, there's almost no loose dirt through the entire racetrack, top to bottom. Oh, a big shot in the shorts there, shot in the keister, as Steve Post would say, to the 38 car.
Maxime Plant is approaching lap traffic as caution on the speedway. That lap traffic is saved.
Look at this, Travis Miller. I was talking about it earlier, I've talked about it before. From championship to a season he's gonna have to forget. It's been nothing but rough patches here for the 22 car of Travis Miller. He's gone from being the 22 car of the BRP iRacing Series to being the other 22 car of the BRP iRacing Series. We'll see what happens to him here in turn 1. And his teammate Hunter Hollberg sends him around.
Oh no, Double H. Man.
What's interesting is you had 3 separate Beef Esports drivers on the top side of the racetrack, kind of going nowhere back here, and they were just held up behind the gaggle. There's nothing they could do. Let's go on board from the back end of Miller's machine. You see a little bit of contact there. The 99 just kind of working on him, staying in behind, and just the slightest bit of contact here on the exit of the corner where you're almost most vulnerable. You don't talk about it as much in dirt as you do in pavement, but that's when the car is unloading, and that's when the car is most vulnerable to that kind of contact.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, I think, with the entries as well. You saw the way that, Travis Miller was able to turn off the corner. Meanwhile, the 99 was trying to keep it up there and get the run off the corner. They just kind of met. Looking at 3 and 4, it got really dark on that side of the speedway.
Yeah, it did. This place has suddenly fallen to the nighttime, and you can see the lights are taking a second to warm up. It looks like you're in virtual Concord, North Carolina. And man, a whole lot of dust over there. I wish it was like a rain cloud. Not that I'd want the, I guess, rain to go along with it, but it would just be so cool to have that dynamic. Haas with another big move to the inside, and immediately gets crossed back up. Here comes Richard, slide job to the inside on lap 20.
How about Richard up here trying to stick it to him, keep it up here in the top 3. He's working around Brett Haas, who's going to make contact. Oh, man, and around goes Higbee.
It's the entire field.
Big wreck. That's everybody.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that Brett Haas upside down?
I got to call a spade a spade. That was silly.
Man.
Here's Brett Haas. He had this is just off of the restart. This is the first lap of green. And Richard threw a big move, and Haas just gets certainly optimistic. That's one way to put it. And I mean, he just slammed Thomas in the wall. And that's why I say I gotta say what I think, and I think that was a bit silly. Not even halfway.
I was just about to say, if this was 25 laps later, it's a little bit more understandable, not justified, but wow, that is
look at what this
crazy.
Creates on the backstretch. Look at all of this.
How many innocent bystanders? Look at that. Oh my gosh.
But hey, a little bit of karma. We love Brett Haas around here. I gotta say, don't think we don't. We love Brett Haas. Well, a little bit of karma. He was the one that was left turtled in turn number 2 and had to take the toe. So sometimes, hey, we all make mistakes, right? That's what happens there with Brett Haas. He went for a move, thought he could make it stick, he couldn't, and slammed the 3T. But karma gets him back a little bit. He's the one that's turned over on the inside of turn 2, and now he's going to have to take the toe and try and fit himself back into the field at some point. That's just kind of how it works sometimes. It handles itself, and now we have another restart here from Maxime Plant, who has been a restart hero as of late. He just keeps getting these opportunities to keep mastering these restarts. He'll do it once more.
Insert Dylan Davidson into the mix as he's trying to get to the outside of Richard. He's going to make contact and then send it to the inside. Dylan Davidson from out of nowhere. He's putting himself into prime position. Going to get second. He cannot.
Davidson now in the middle of the racetrack squeezes Pereira a little bit. How about this 96 car? We've never seen this out of Richard Pereira. A big, big run for him into the top 5 right now. Here comes the Big Show, making a big show of it. Up to 6th, working the top side.
Randy Giroux putting the work in on the outside. Ryan Susi down low. Giroux, now he's under attack from Albreda. Albreda got a nice break there, by the way, with that last caution. He was able to get ahead of Higby in the bottleneck behind.
Everybody's just jostling around for positions right now. Maxime Plant, still your race leader. He's got a little bit of company now from Thomas Richard. These two starting to find one another, and Richard's got speed. This 3T is moving. This is what we're used to seeing out of Thomas Richard.
And Richard, he is stalking Maxime Plant as we're coming to halfway. We are halfway, actually. Look at him working up against that wall. And how about back here, Dylan Davidson? And now, Richard Pereira, Joe Matthews with the slider. He's going to not make him Pereira in the wall.
Seeing some of that dust here at Charlotte start to kick up. We're getting onto a dry, slick racetrack, kicking up more dust instead of mud. And Pereira just hits 3 wide, hits Joe Matthews. Oh my gosh, it's a Pro 2 truck again. Insane stuff. They landed the jump. That's a 10 for the Duke boys.
2 nights in a row with some dirt jumps over here, and both the 1 and the 96 stick the landings. Now, Ryan Susi trying to fend off Randy Giroux, and up the inside, it's the thriller, Travis Miller, trying to work his way back into the top 5.
Pachalski to the center. He's going to try and make a run at the Big Show. He's gotten to the inside of the 24 car. Maybe a little bit of contact. Miller, oh my gosh, hard into Pachalski. They stay 3 wide. Lap 30 coming at you.
Pachalski trying to put his 121 where he thinks it should be. Back to the front, caution on the speedway.
Hunter Hallberg around to turn 4. You can see the rear end housing knocked out of his car, and he is going to go over at all of maybe 5 miles an hour. Thankfully, he comes back onto all 4, but he's going to have to tow, and we'll find out how this all happens for the driver of the 99 from Beef Esports. Big problems here for Hunter Hallberg.
That was about to be one of the slowest rollovers I've ever seen. He gets up here to the 1 of Joe Matthews, and they're all over the road, and the 84 gets a big shot in the back and hits Joe Matthews. They're all over each other back here.
And that was all the lap prior even. So this is going to be the lap where it happens. And that was all just for context. As you see all the context, I can't get it right. Hunter Hallberg going to turn 3 this time, and it just, yeah, I think Joe maybe paid him back a little bit, put him in the wall. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, you might have to take that CD out of the disc tray and wipe it down and put it back in there, Andrew.
Yeah, no, we're skipping almost as bad as the cars on the racetrack tonight. That was a little bit rough for me. Man, I don't even know. That was a new one. Okay, I just couldn't get it right for a second.
Oh, man. But that just shows you the intensity up front is not the only intensity. They are just as intense in the thick of it back there. Probably even more intense.
I gotta ask. We've got Matt DeRitter out in the Facebook chat tonight. Buddy, why are you not out here? You're supposed to be out here with these guys. You're supposed to be mixing it up with these drivers. Why do we not see you in the field? I suspect it's because of ongoing computer issues for him, but man, we'd like to see the 03 out here. Green flag once more, coming to lap 31 of 50.
Thomas Richard loves this yellow. He gets another reset and another chance at Maxime Plant. And look at the run. And how is he going to set him up? And what are you going to do? You got Maxime Plant caution on the speedway. You're not going to do anything.
This time, it's going to involve Ryan Beagle. This is heartbreaking as well. This guy has had some amazing runs lately. This is really tough to see for me. Ryan Beagle, he's a really good dude. He's had a lot of great runs. Let's see what happens to him.
Just kind of all over each other in the restart, as you've seen all night, and kind of in the middle of everybody here.
And oh, it all happens ahead, and there's nowhere for him to go. Corby Daniels, the ride. Oh my gosh.
And Pachalski, field just stopped under yellow. But Pachalski had a moment there, and there was kind of nowhere else to go.
On board with Daniels, suddenly there's just a face full of the 121, and look at this flip. Oh my gosh. He had a face full of Pachalski, then gave Pachalski a face full of himself. That was, wow, that was a ride.
That was gnarly, and the red flag on iRacing apparently has been lifted. They were waiting for the pace truck as it was, but the entire field was stopped. That was quite the sight. And it is Maxime Plant still out in front, but Thomas Richard, man, what is he going to do? What can you do?
I'm not sure what any of these drivers can do. This track is way, way worn out. They have really worn this place out. We're getting dry slick, and it's going to get harder and harder to make moves, quality moves, that is, higher percentage moves. And, man, we're having a little bit of contact under caution. Come to the green flag this time by. Excuse me. Boy, excuse me. Lap 31 to 50. Let's see if we can get it done this time around. Plant, your leader. Then it's Richard, Albretta, Davidson. They're all in the mix. Green flag one more time. 32 now.
To the inside, here comes Davidson, but he can't make anything work on the inside. He's just slipping and sliding. How about Travis Miller, AJ Albretta, the 22, and the 22. They're working their way up on the outside. And Ryan Susi into the top 5.
What a view as they come by our speed shot into turn 1. Fighting through the corner. Miller now in the middle of Susi and Davidson. Oh, but a contact. They keep it rolling for now. Up front, lead change. Thomas Richard up to P1. Here comes the 79. The gentleman with a slide job to cross him back up. And maybe a crossover out of turn 2. Here comes Albretta. There is a crossover from Richard. Caution. Who was leading?
I think Richard got it. No, it's still in Davidson.
We'll find out who was leading here in a moment. But first, we've got to find out what goes on to Dylan Davidson here. And we're going to try and find this 73 car into turns 1 and 2. It's going to happen in turn 2, it looks like. So this is the lap prior. This is when he's racing Susi, and we saw that contact from Miller. Then there was that lead change up front. So this is what we missed. This is the missing piece of contact. The context. I did it again. And Susi on the outside, and oh, Davidson just messed up. He just over-rotated and got hit.
Man. And you're in the thick of it, but up front where everybody, they've got pace and there's not a whole lot of places to go, and just trying to make the most of the corner entry.
There is in fact a lead change. Thomas Richard is credited with the race lead. Out of all of that mixing up on those couple of green flag laps, we have a lead change for the first time since, hang on, what was 2 races ago? We just had Cedar Lake. Since Fairbury. The first lead change since 2 weeks ago at Fairbury. Maxime Plant led them all last week. Finally gets passed up. We've got a challenge for the race lead. But none of this would be possible without Bicknell Racing Products, Rival Powder Coatings and Sandblasting, Matt Ritter Designs, Butt Kicker, Jam Performance, and Miller's Auto Detailing. Emerson, we're going to do it all over again. This time with 16 laps to go for all of these hungry dogs here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The restart coming to you, lap 35 now of 50. We go back at it, already 4 wide.
What a start to the inside. Is that Alberta trying to make it work? He's going to have to really cut the wheel into the outside. It's the thriller Travis Miller to the outside of Maxime Plant. Miller trying to get some sort of traction going this season. He's got to stick it out there. He can't keep it out there at the 89.
Miller working the cushion. He's maybe going to have a run on Plant, and he does, side by side out of the corner, but Plant puts the power down, now turns low, and Alberta turns him.
Oh, that was some net-coated contact, but the 22s get
green.
together.
We're still going at it. The Frenchies doing battle, front of the field, now under 14 laps to go, coming to 13 the next time by, over the Humpty Dumps, down the backstretch, and Plant's looking for moisture. You see, he's found it, the exit of turn 4, and he gets right up to the 3 contact. He's going to straight line the corner, somehow holds it down.
Don't look too soon. How about in third place, Adam Hilton into the mix. Caution on the speedway.
I like how we both notice it. Oh, no. AJ Alberta. Big problems then for the 022 car. Well, it scored as the 022, visually the 22. Contact here, Barrera's in all of it. And does it happen here? No, it happens the next time through. So AJ Alberta, the Neon 22 on the bottom, they had fallen back a little ways after their amazing saves. And, I mean, there's just action everywhere. How do you call this stuff? Alberta went up top, and, hey, look at that. Just like we had seen the other way around where Miller had come down in front of Alberta, this time Miller gives Alberta the shot.
So that is 1-1 for all of those at home keeping score.
Fair enough. That'll do.
And that's just part of it, man.
Hey, I think these guys are all hockey fans. I'm sorry to cut in. I think these guys are all hockey fans. Are we going to see gloves come off?
Maybe. It might be helmets off in the pit area after this, yeah.
Matt DeRitter, you know these guys. Do we think we'll see some good hockey fights this evening? We've still got 13 laps of action. Well, 12 once we go back green flag racing. I think anything is possible. And right there you see Miller on the bottom side. He has been thrown to the back of this field.
That indeed. He did get the EOL there. And now, once again, Maxime Plant is on the inside for the restart. They went 4 wide, by the way, last time. Adam Hilton put himself into position, and Ryan Susie back into the mix as well. What a restart we're going to have here.
We're going to have 12 laps to go, this time by the flag stand. Richard off and away with it already. Susie's trying to hang in up top. Hilton down low. Plant on the very bottom side. Berger's up into the top 5 momentarily. Ripping the lip, though. Thomas Richard hangs on to the race lead. Here comes Ryan Susie to 3. 3 wide. Hilton bottom.
Bottom of 3 was the number 3. Hilton's going to lose traction. Here comes Ryan Susie. But Susie's going to lose touch with Plant. They're all over each other back here once again. I've said that a lot, but 4 wide back there. The top 2 still going at it. Richard in the center of the track, and Plant following suit.
10 laps to go the next time by the stripe. Pachalski with Berger to the inside now. Matthews in there. Eisel was even top 5 for a moment. Cody Higbee digging the bottom once more. He wants to get back up there, and he's got to get back up there to keep his title chances alive. Well, title hopes, rather. He's got a great leg up on Alberta after that caution, but he's got to get up there and challenge Plant again. Digging the bottom. He's doing a great job of it. 3, 4, almost 5 wide here at Charlotte.
Did Higbee just clear all of them?
He did!
Extended on the one. Wow!
Oh my gosh, that 97's got some pace. Up front still, nose to tail, the top 2. Maxime Plant, a great run here to Thomas Richard. Plant's got to win this race if he wants any shot at the championship next week at Bristol.
Absolutely setting up Richard all he can, but look at how much is left in this track. There's not a whole lot left in that track.
There is very little grip left, very little moisture. Caution. Michael Hackett around. Hunter Hallberg as well. Oh, maybe tempers. Maybe not. It may have just been disabled. I'm not sure.
Man, 99 problems for car 99 tonight. This is not looking good for Hallberg. We'll see here.
Hackett was in all of this. Looks like he might be where it all starts. He was racing Pereira here into 3. I think it's going to happen the opposite end of the racetrack. You see the three, the 3 wide is where it starts. He runs into Eisel. There's nowhere for Hackett to go. And how does Hunter Holbert come into this? I see, okay.
Oh.
So the 84's rear end is knocked out. You can see the rear tire spinning, but he's not accelerating. So that was the problem there for Hackett.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. That is such unfortunate timing. Imagine being that far back and, you know, the wreck is over and you're still somehow involved.
And I wouldn't even say that was Hunter's fault, because the 84 was coming down the racetrack at that point in time. It was just really, really unfortunate timing for it all to happen. Before we finish this race up, if you're out in the chat, be it Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, let us know who you're pulling for on this one. It's still anybody's race, especially up in the top 3 or so. And in fact, look at Susie back in the top 3. We're going single file on this restart. That's going to change things up a little bit and hopefully clean things up on these last couple of goes. Again, big thank you to Bicknell Racing Products, Rival Powder Coatings and Sandblasting, Matt Ritter Designs, Butt Kicker, Jam Performance, and Miller's Auto Detailing. We'll have 6 laps to settle it here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's 3 miles if you're keeping count. Let's do it all again. Green flag.
Everybody from the outside, they all shot off the outside to the inside, and Susie almost into the wall, trying to run Hilton down. Side by side for a second, side by side for the lead. Plant sends it up high. Richard has to slide himself. Here we go. 5 to go.
Thomas Richard hanging on. They're back to ripping the lip, and Plant's just sitting behind. I think if you're Maxime, you've got to wait to the last lap. You can't show your hand too soon. You've got to just wait on Thomas to either make a mistake or wait for the final couple of corners. We'll see how it works. Look at this gaggle out of turn 4. They're all side by side. Higby's in the top of it. And oh my, Brett Haas, Brian Berger in all of this. Joe Matthews on the bottom. They get it sorted out. Higby motors away.
Wasn't Brett Haas upside down about 20 laps ago? Look at him. This is absolutely insane up the inside. They're 3 wide back here. 3 laps to go.
Up front, nose to tail still. These are your 2 that will win this race. One of these 2. Now Richard going to run low. That's going to open the door for Plant to turn 1, I think. He should get a nice run down this front stretch. No! Richard held the gap. Now into turn 1, a nice bit of slide into the corner there from Plant. He closes in a little bit, but over the hump to dumps, they're coming to the white flag.
Yeah, you saw Planter. He did kind of get the run late, but he had to check up for Richard. But 1 lap to go. 1 lap to settle it. Here's the send.
Not quite a slide job, and that, I think, is going to right Plant out of it. I don't think he's close enough now. Has no momentum. Richard down to the bottom side, and for the final time here at Charlotte, Thomas Richard wins at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Plant settles for 2nd, Susie 3rd, and Matthews somehow bests the rest, gets to 4th place across the stripe. Oh my gosh.
What a spectacle. How about newfound love for Big Blocks? I just bought this car today, and I might use it some more now.
Absolutely. These cars are amazing. And I really cannot thank the BRP iRacing series enough for having us along for the ride with these cars. This is a ton of fun. We like the 360s, sure. We'll probably like whatever comes next, but these Big Blocks are something special, and the drivers having experience in them adds to the fun. Man, this is something that's hard to capture in a series. Even when we're talking about some rough times with all the cautions sometimes, the fact that we can still leave these races so happy, so thrilled is amazing. They have something they've captured fire in a bottle. The BRP iRacing series is where you need to race if you want this kind of dirt action. That said, we finish up the racing portion of tonight's events. We will take a step aside. We'll be talking to the top 3 here momentarily. Do not go anywhere. Post-race coverage from Charlotte, North Carolina, Concord, North Carolina, rather, at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, just on the far side of this quick break.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
And just like that, welcome back to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, taking a nice look at the dirt track here at Charlotte. This place puts on amazing racing. Doesn't matter what car, doesn't matter what night of the week, it always seems like this place will give you some great racing here on the iRacing.com sim. Amazing stuff tonight as well from the BRP iRacing series. We settled a 50-lap showdown tonight, and it was all the 3T up front, all Thomas Richard leading the way. And Thomas, we've not seen a run like this out of you for quite some time. How about it? A feature win.
Yeah, it's fun. It was a long time ago when I won a race, so it's a fun night for me tonight.
Absolutely. You know, we always track points, and you've got a couple of wins of the season, but you've kind of settled in around the midfield of the top 10, around 5th spot. Is this part of a late season charge to grab a couple of extra spots in the standings?
Yeah, of course. I wanna go maybe second or third in the championship. So I had to make a lot of much effort for me.
Obviously, I think the championship is out of reach, but going to Bristol next week, how do you feel about the dirt track at Bristol Motor Speedway?
I didn't practice a lot at Bristol, but I will try to make some laps and trying to be good next Monday.
Well, I cannot wait to see how you and everybody else here in the BRP iRacing series tackles Bristol. What do you think? I mean, we got to see the NASCAR races there today. I don't know if you watched those, but even just kind of checking out some of the sim races so far, what do you think is the biggest thing to kind of wrap your head around at Bristol?
Yeah, I didn't watch Bristol today because I was at school, but yeah, I think it's a really fast track. You have it's a race of momentum, and you gotta have the best line to go in front.
Absolutely. Well, Thomas Richard, first off, congratulations on another big win. It's been a while since you've ended up in victory lane here in the BRP iRacing series, but a big win tonight. Who do you have to thank? Who do you have to shout out?
Yeah, of course, I want to thank Richard Bruss Racing Team to always watch the races and support me every race. And also my crew chief, who's my girlfriend too.
Once more, Thomas, congratulations on a big win in that 3T. We'll talk to you next week, I'm sure, at Bristol.
Thank you. See you.
Thomas Richard, a big fat W on the evening, just barely beating out this guy. Emerson, take it away with Maxime Plant. The gentleman, rather, Maxime Plant.
And the gentleman indeed, very dominant today, but coming up short. Maxime, what could you have done differently, man?
It's a really good night. Win the time trial, win the heat race, and I finished second in the feature. I'm really happy because it's my friend is finished first, so it's cool. But I really want to finish on the top because I want to go. I need a lot of points for the championship. So, but I'm really happy for tonight.
Absolutely. How was the car? I mean, it looked pretty good out there, but how was it up on that outside? Was that where all the speed was tonight, or was there any down low?
Car is good tonight. Prefer to faster in the bottom, but the top lane is all the way better on the Charlotte. So it's cool. It's a good night. A good car, but. I need to practice my bottom track at the Charlotte.
Right. So next up is the Bristol Dirt Track, and that has some massive banking. How do you feel about the track?
I don't practice a lot of this track. I just saw a couple of races. I think the quick time go on the bottom, but the feature go top side because the momentum is really good on a high racing. So so the feature probably go on the top side. So I will probably practice on this track maybe this week or in the weekend. So I'll check this.
Right on. So. Looking forward to Bristol. A nice second place finish today. Congratulations to you on that. Who do you have to thank for your second place finish here today at Charlotte?
Yeah, so thank you on the teams, family, friends, to watching the stream, and thank you a lot for the BRP series and you broadcast everything. So it's really cool for us. So thank you a lot.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the second place finish. What a great run for you tonight. Coming up one spot short. But again, best luck to you next week at the Bristol Dirt Track.
Sure.
I'm going to send it back up to Andrew with our third place finisher, Ryan Susi.
And Ryan Susi may not have been battling right for a race win there at the end, but Ryan certainly had a comeback drive tonight. Ryan, this is a big one. We've seen you with some trouble lately. We've seen you get into a few incidents, not necessarily of your own doing the last few weeks. And tonight was no different. Let's say that to get things started. Tonight was no different. Definitely got caught up in some incidents, but a drive back up to third, as low as 23rd in this in this feature race. How did you do it?
Yeah, most of which was my own issues here the last couple weeks. I just haven't been putting the time in and making stupid mistakes, and tonight was no different. Parked it in the wall up there in turn 3 early in the race and had to go to the back, and then obviously, being involved in incidents that, you can't avoid out there. Actually, my rear end was knocked out of it about the last 20 laps, but it actually kind of tightened me up a little bit, so I was able to keep it a little straighter in the slick stuff. But, once it kind of slowed down a little bit, the track started to widen out near the end of it. I was able to kind of work through the middle, and that's where I made a lot of my ground up, just passing guys, through the center, being able to hook a little bit of brown off of 4. So, from the last few weeks, it's been pretty painful, At one point, I was about to rage quit out of this one, so to be able to come back and finish third was pretty cool. So, congrats to Thomas and Maxime. Those guys don't make mistakes. They're really, really tough to beat. But got to thank Corby and everybody at the BRP iRacing Series, Rival Powder Coating, MDR Designs, Jam Performance, Miller's Auto, and Butt Kicker. Everybody, you guys at PitStop for putting this deal on. My real racing starts up here pretty soon, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much next season, but over the winter here, I've had a lot of fun racing with these guys, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully we can finish strong next week at Bristol.
Well, man, you just gave us a whole interview right there. I got a couple questions for you here. First off, I got to ask about the bumps on the backstretch. We've noticed out of turn 2 all the way down to turn 3, it's like a jet ski over the waves, man. You're just literally taking jumps. And I even mentioned that the skips in the slick up top, because you're jumping so high at the racetrack that you're actually not making contact with that dirt. How do you set up for that kind of thing?
As the night kind of goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse, and obviously the track slicks up, so you find yourself actually coming over those bumps and letting off the gas to try and when the car does sit down so you don't spin the tires. Near the end of that race, never was I wide open anywhere on the racetrack. You're quarter to 3/4 throttle most of the way around the track, and when you go over those bumps, you actually got to bring it down a little bit. So even though you're on the straightaway, usually you'd be able to put it to the boards. When it gets slick and bumpy like that, you kind of got to be ginger on it so you don't spin the tires and get loose on entry.
Now, I admittedly have no laps in a big block at Bristol yet, but I've taken a few laps around there in some other cars. It's going to be a tough one. Have you prepped it all? And if so, what's going to be the winning combination next week at Bristol?
I've actually ran a couple laps around there. I don't know. These Maxime and Thomas are so good. AJ, and there's a bunch of others, Travis, all these guys that run on iRacing quite a bit. They've got so much of a leg up just because the time spent in that practice really pays off. So I think I said it the last time I was interviewed by you guys. The guys who put the time in are generally the ones up front. So I think a lot of it's just going to be able to learn the track, learn where the grooves kind of develop, and like you see here with the bumps, learning where the bumps develop. That when the track gets later in the night, the track really gets burnt. That the guys who understand the lines and where they can run are going to have the advantage. So it's just it's a matter of putting in time.
Absolutely. Well, may not have had necessarily the practice throughout the week that these other guys had, but you put together a really good run tonight, third place. I'll ask you again, who do you have to thank? Who do you have to shout out?
Like I said, all the guys of the BRP Series Beefy puts a lot of effort into this, and got a great bunch of guys that we race with. So just thanks to all of them for racing clean and having fun. You guys at PitStop and all those series sponsors and everybody that's watching at home.
Absolutely, Ryan. Best of luck to you next week at Bristol. I think everybody's going to need it, but congratulations on a third place tonight.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Ryan Susi finishes third this evening, and another, once again, a huge comeback run for him. That was really, really big. To be as low as 23rd, he mentioned it. The rear end housing was completely knocked out of that race car, kept on going, and was able to get it repaired just enough to get back out there and get up to third place. That is a hell of a drive. Moving right on to results, though, from tonight, Emerson, they're going to look like this. Thomas Richard taking home the victory, and just 0.3 as well. It came down to a very, very close battle with Maxime Plant. A couple of seconds back, though, that's where you get to Ryan Susi. Joe Matthews, Cody Higbee makes it to the top 5. I'm not going to say anything official just yet, but it's looking like he's got that championship all but wrapped up after this evening. He's extending an already 21-point lead to AJ Albretta. It's looking pretty good to be the 97C of Cody Higbee right now. Brett Haas, 6th place. Adam Hilton, 7th. Brian Berger finishes 8th. Ryan Beagle recovers to 9th, and Tyler Pachalski to 10th.
On to the second page here. Mike Wenner will come home with double ones in the 11th position. Richard Piera, 12th. Gavin Eisel will be coming home in 13th. AJ Albretta needed a lot better than 14th tonight. The Thriller, Travis Miller will come home in 15th. Dan Sider, 16th. The Big Show, Randy Giroux, P17. David DePetro in the 18th position. Double H, Hunter Holberg in the 19th position. And it'll be Dean Meitzler running out the top 20.
The final 4 cars in tonight's race, Corby Daniels finished on the lead lap, 21st position, though, Michael Hackett, 7 laps down, did not finish, along with Dylan Davidson, 17 laps down, and Brandon Gruel, I don't think made it past lap number 1 this evening, but 24 cars, I don't know why I said carts right there, 24 cars made the start of tonight's race. I was just looking at timing and scoring, and this tells you how wild of a night we had tonight. The fastest lap, I don't think you could guess who said it. I'll let you guess real quick, Emerson. Who do you think set the fastest lap tonight? Yes, don't look it up. Guess.
Alberta?
No, sir, but you're close, actually. I'll give you the fact that it's a 22 car. Travis Miller, who finished 17th position, it looks like, or 15th? No, 15th position, I believe, tonight. Travis Miller with the fastest race lap of them all, a 16.1, compared to even Thomas Richards' 16.2. That is how wild tonight was. Final thoughts then, Emerson from Charlotte.
Yeah, this is, my first one on this season. I did, one BRP broadcast last season at Knoxville. This is, again, the 360s, they were great. This is undeniably better. What a show that was put on tonight. A lot of great drivers here tonight, put on a lot of great racing. 3, 4, 5, maybe there were 6 wide that we didn't see on camera because they were all over each other. Had an absolute blast tonight, and might be one to come back for some more.
Absolutely. This BRP iRacing series never disappoints. It always excites, and we're so glad to have the series along with their series partners along for the ride. Techno Racing Products, of course, the namesake of the BRP iRacing series. We've also, of course, got longtime partner Rival Powder Coatings and Sandblasting. Matt DeRitter Designs, who puts out a lot of these paint schemes, actually, that are on a lot of these race cars. Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing. Jam Performance, if you can't tell, that's Joe Matthews, I do believe, behind Jam Performance. You should check them out on social media, along with Miller's Auto Detailing, Travis Miller behind that program. And we can't forget our own partners here at PitStop TV, Tucson Sound Art, where you can use promo code PitStop TV. Boy, isn't that convenient, for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device today. And Race Pace Setups, man, we can hoot and holler about these guys all day long. Certainly a lot of raving that we can do. I love these guys at Race Pace. They put out amazing setups. If you're into GT3 racing on the sim, check them out at that Discord link at the bottom right. They can get you helped out, and they will, turn up the wick for you. They will help you find that race pace that you need in your next GT3 event. Of course, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, a very long-time partner of PitStop TV, and we just love being able to support them because they support us, and then you should support them as well. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. You can also go to permanentmakeupinmaine.com to find out more about their programs, and of course, Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. So if you're looking for these wonderful broadcast cameras, check us out at Whiplash Media. We'll get you hooked up. We will get you looking good. Paint schemes as well. Don't forget that. We can do a whole lot for you at Whiplash Media. Emerson, it was so glad to have you alongside me this evening. This really was a treat here from the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I definitely love this racetrack, and not just because it's so close, not just because it is basically in the backyard. I love this racetrack. It's so wide, it's so fast, it's flat too, so it's got a lot of character. The bottom side is almost cambered the other way. The top side has a little bit of banking, and you can get that cushion going. Just a whole lot of great options here at Charlotte. Put on a great race this evening, but we've got even better racing, I think, in store, even more interesting racing for sure at the Bristol Motor Speedway in 1 week's time. You'll want to make sure to tune in next Monday. But that does conclude our coverage tonight from Charlotte, at least, of the BRP Big Block Mod Tour. We at PitStop TV, thank you for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. The channel stays active weekly, and as I just mentioned, next week you can tune into the BRP iRacing series from Bristol to crown a champion. But also, tomorrow evening, this is big, we've got Season 13 of Nork opening up on PitStop TV. I am so excited to have Nork opening up the season at Daytona tomorrow night. I'm over the moon. I don't know if I've said this enough times. I am thrilled to have Nork opening up the season tomorrow. Some big personalities over there. I'm really looking forward to being able to bring them into the fold. We've already had the Nork Daytona 500. We've already had the Nork Classic, but they don't quite equal the excitement going into season 13. Emerson, we're still working to see if we're going to have you alongside for the coverage tomorrow night, but regardless, how excited are you for it?
Nork, I mean, it's been a long time coming. I am, thrilled to even have the opportunity, to cover the series. Nork, been watching, since the console days and just watched it grow, really. It was something looked up to back in the day, and, to be on the coverage for it, or, have the opportunity to is insane. And then the season itself, Xfinity cars, I've been covering an Xfinity series myself. Man, those cars are a lot of fun. They can produce some amazing racing, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, these Xfinity cars are going to be a lot of fun. Again, Nork returning tomorrow night at Daytona. That's a little preview from Daytona with the Norktona 500. Very much looking forward to tomorrow night's season opener from the Daytona International Speedway. Make sure to tune in. We're going to go live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to be there. In other news, we also have the LTAC Cup Series along for the ride in their return to racing this week. Well, not their return, but they're just continuing on their season. We had a whale of a time at Kansas. Another race you do not want to miss is Pocono this week. A lot of strategy will be on hand. I think that is going to be another fun one that you will want to make sure you tune in for here on PitStop TV. 9 p.m. Eastern Friday night, you can catch their action. And then we just had Pro 2 Lights last night with the Cross Series League Racing, and I can't tell you how excited I was that entire broadcast. Just tune in every single night that we have action here on PitStop TV. You will not be disappointed. Again, Nork Tuesday, we've got LTAC on Friday with Cup Cars at Pocono, then Sunday Cross Series League Racing from Phoenix Raceway, the legacy version thereof, with Pro 2 Light action on the Rally Cross course. That's going to be tons of fun before BRP wraps the season up next Monday at Bristol. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/PitStopTV, on Twitter at PitStopTV_, on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/PitStopTV. Hang on, let me redo the YouTube one. I kind of psyched myself out right there. The YouTube link is www.youtube.com/C/PitStopTV1. There we go. For all of PitStop TV now, Emerson Arden alongside me on the mic tonight, Trey Shuttlesworth on our social media coverage. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, hopefully tomorrow night for Nork. Have a great night until then.